Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. So if you watch any of my videos, you know a few things about me, that I love to write and that a part of my writing deals with the human condition, more specifically sociology. I really want to focus this week on Black men. I hope to have a very special guest and to be able to speak with him as he is a juggernaut in this area and has been for over 40 years. But for now, I want you to listen to this video. I saw the video back in June of last year on TikTok. The gentleman's name is DJ Play. And after I saw it, I was bothered, to say the least. The video has unfortunately been removed. I don't know why. Nonetheless, I am glad that I downloaded it back last year. Here it is for you to listen to.
Yo, what's good? This video right here, I'm making it for Black people. That's right, Black people. You know how y'all Black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with Black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. Y'all need to work together, like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and Black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all Black people need to do that. Stick together, help each other out. Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping. Peace.
So, what'd you think? Not that bad? If you said that, it is very likely because you believe many of the tropes, many of the stereotypes that have been spoken about and perpetuated in mass media regarding Black men. I personally do not know anyone who looks at lowrider cars or whatever he was referencing. I have not ever heard that, but that kind of is a great segue into what I want to discuss today. There are people, I'm sure, who have said that, and many of those people, speaking specifically to Black men, tend to be what they consider low-wage workers, or what politicians might consider but never tell us, people they look at as being at the bottom of the socioeconomic rung. And the reason this is important is because there is a direct relationship between the number of Hispanics that come in, particularly from Mexico, and more specifically, Hispanics who are illegal immigrants who are only coming over here to eat, right, to take care of their families and send money back home to a country that is ravaged by crime and other things. And so it is quite understandable that many of them come over here. Many of them are so desperate to come over here, and many of them work very hard once they get here. It's admirable, it's commendable. And there are many Black people who also agree with that. No question about it. What we have to do, however, in understanding that, is also understand the impact. As colorful and vibrant as that part of the socioeconomic rung is, immigration impacts American workers. Immigration impacts Native workers, and it almost exclusively impacts them or those who work at the bottom rung, right? So what they would again call low income or low wage workers. what happens, and see, this is what they'll never tell you. They'll just say, why can't that young man go over there and, work as hard as so-and-so and so-and-so, referring to many Hispanic people. And that is absolutely true. Again, many of them are hard workers. So this is not a video to speak against that, or them for that matter, to be very clear. What this is, again, is trying to set the record straight. Anyways, you'll hear people say that, but you never hear them speak about the underlying issue, the crux, the impetus, the catalyst. For not all, there are other issues that we must address. But why some that you see either living a very leisurely life, maybe homeless, or staying at their parents' home once they've gotten to a certain age, some of the reason why you see that is because they have been displaced. Their jobs, in effect, have been given to many immigrants, a large majority of them illegal immigrants. And that is due to corporate greed, period. And I say corporate greed because what they're able to do, these corporations, is pay many of these illegal immigrants who are just, again, trying to eat and take care of their families, a lesser than minimum wage dollar amount, right? So they're paying them a lesser wage than they were paying Black people who at one point in time, all the way up until I'd say the late 80s, early 90s, held a majority of those jobs. They're paying these Hispanic people who come in a lesser wage and thereby displacing those Black people who used to be the majority of their workforce, right? And what you get from that 10 or 15% of the socioeconomic economy are people, again, particularly Black men who, as Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu says so well, but not educated, right? You can be well-trained, but not well-educated. And so you can work well, but then when you are displaced, when you lose your job, not be able to find a job that is commensurate. And so you're now out of luck. And what that does is create a pool of people who are now often committing crimes in order to make it. People do not commit crimes most of the time, especially petty crime. I'm not speaking about violent crime, but petty crimes. The majority of the time are crimes of opportunity. They're people who lack income, people who are suffering or going through some kind of life-altering event. And so they do whatever they do in order to get by. It's a game of survival. It doesn't make it right at all. But typically, not always, but typically, that's what we're dealing with here. And so it's just so important that we tell the entire story. Again, immigration, and specifically illegal immigrants, is not the sole contributing factor to a lot of the crime and a lot of the leisurely behavior we see from some Black men, particularly younger Black men, but it absolutely does contribute to it. And so when we make these comments, as did DJ Play on this video, let's make sure we tell the entire story. Number one, actually, let's make sure we tell the truth. And by doing so, we're ensuring we're telling the whole story, of course. So that's the way I'll end that. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think. Again, this is not me condemning immigrants. This is not me condemning illegal immigrants, but it is trying to shine a spotlight on some of what is going on and some of the detriment that low-wage workers, particularly Black men, have faced in this country.